In 2025, the U.S. imposed $60 billion in tariffs on Chinese goods, targeting tech, EVs, and critical resources. The goal was to pressure China to change its trade practices, but China responded with a well-planned strategy. China didn't just retaliate with tariffs, it aimed to weaken America's global economic influence. This isn't just a trade war, it's a battle for global power. China imposed $35 billion in tariffs on U.S. goods, targeting politically sensitive sectors like soybeans, oil, and automobiles. These tariffs were designed to create internal pressure in the U.S., forcing businesses to push back against the policies. Beyond tariffs, China started reducing its reliance on U.S. goods by forming new trade partnerships with countries like Brazil, Russia, and Mexico. China controls 80% of the world's rare earth minerals, essential for smartphones, EVs, and military equipment. After U.S. tariffs, China hinted at limiting exports of these materials to the U.S., threatening American tech and defense industries. This move shows China's ability to use its control over critical resources as leverage in the trade war. China imposed taxes on U.S. oil and LNG, shifting its energy purchases to Russia and the Middle East. The U.S. tried to block China's access to advanced technology, but China responded by investing heavily in its own tech sector. Chinese companies are now producing competitive chips, AI, and 5G networks, reducing their dependence on U.S. technology. While the U.S. focused on tariffs, China built stronger ties with the EU, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. China also invested in countries like Vietnam and Indonesia to create new supply chains, reducing its reliance on the U.S. This shift is weakening America's influence in global trade and creating long-term challenges for U.S. businesses. U.S. farmers were hit hard as China slashed purchases of soybeans, corn, and pork, turning to Brazil and Argentina instead. Consumers faced higher prices on electronics, groceries, and other goods due to tariffs and supply chain disruptions. The trade war created uncertainty, affecting stock markets, retirement accounts, and everyday financial security. The trade war has reshaped the global economy, with China working to reduce its dependence on the U.S. The U.S. faces the challenge of maintaining its economic influence amid growing competition from China and its new alliances. The big question: who will lead the global economy in the future, the U.S. or China?